The wind howled through the dense forest surrounding the small, isolated town of Blackwood. Leaves rustled like whispers, and shadows danced beneath the pale moonlight. Detective EmilyHarper had arrived in this eerie place, drawn by chilling rumors of werewolves that had overtaken the town. The town was not like any other she had encountered. Its streets were barren, and the once charming houses stood in disrepair, their windows shattered, and doors hanging off their hinges. The silence was oppressive, broken only by the occasional distant howling that sent shivers down her spine. The townsfolk had spoken in hushed tones of a curse that had befallen their home, a curse that had transformed the inhabitants into bloodthirsty creatures of the night. Emily, a seasoned detective with nerves of steel, couldn't help but feel a creeping sense of dread as she stepped onto the desolate main street. She approached the town's only inn, its sign creaking in the wind, and cautiously pushed open the rotting door. Inside, she found the place in disarray, tables overturned, and chairs scattered across the floor. Cobwebs clung to every corner, and a thick layer of dust covered everything. It was clear that no one had been here in a long time. As Emily made her way up the creaking staircase, her heart raced. She had heard rumors of the innkeeper, a man named Ezekiel, being the one who could help her uncover the truth about the town. But when she reached his room, it was empty, save for a journal sitting on the nightstand. Emily picked up the journal and began to read. The pages were filled with ramblings, half-formed sentences, and incoherent musings about the moon's power and the transformation it brought. Ezekiel had gone mad, and as she read on, it became clear that he believed himself to be one of the creatures that now haunted the town. She had to find answers. The moonlight filtered through a crack in the curtains, illuminating a crude map of the town and a list of names. The list appeared to be a record of the afflicted. Emily recognized several of them, townsfolk who had vanished without a trace in recent months. As Emily studied the map, she realized that the locations of the disappearances formed a peculiar pattern, as if someone was trying to hide something. She decided to follow the map, hoping it would lead her to the heart of the mystery. The path took her deep into the forest, following a series of eerie markers that seemed to guide her further into the darkness. The farther she ventured, the more the forest seemed to close in around her, its branches forming a web that obscured the moonlight. Ezekiel's journal had revealed a deeper, more sinister history than Emily could have imagined. The curse of Blackwood was an ancient, dark secret that had haunted the town for generations. According to Ezekiel's ramblings, the curse was not a mere affliction. It was a punishment inflicted upon the town by an ancient, vengeful entity. The entity was known as the Moonshadow, a name that sent a chill down Emily's spine. She'd heard it before. The Moonshadow had cursed Blackwood in retribution for a terrible sin committed by its inhabitants centuries ago. As she delved deeper into Ezekiel's cryptic writings, she learned that the curse was inextricably tied to her own family's history. Emily's parents, esteemed researchers and archaeologists, had been on the brink of uncovering Blackwood's dark secret. They had deciphered ancient texts that spoke of the Moonshadow's curse, linking it to an artifact, a mystical amulet known as the Lycanthrope's Heart. The amulet, said to contain the essence of the Moonshadow's power, was believed to be the key to breaking the curse. One fateful night, as Emily's parents were close to unearthing the amulet's hiding place, they disappeared without a trace. The only clue they left behind was a cryptic message in their research notes, warning of the curse's danger and its connection to Blackwood. Determined to uncover their fate and the secrets of the amulet, she continued to follow the map left behind by Ezekiel, which led her deeper into the heart of the cursed town. A chorus of distant howls echoed through the trees, and Emily quickened her pace. The woods were alive with unseen eyes, watching her every move. She felt like prey, and the hunters were closing in. Finally, she reached a clearing, and there, in the pale moonlight, she saw them. Figures, half human, half beast, their eyes glowing with a feral hunger. They circled her, their growls and snarls filling the night. Emily realized that the rumors were true. The townsfolk had been cursed, transformed into werewolves by the Moonshadow's curse. She reached for her gun, her hands trembling, but before she could react, the creatures lunged at her. As the battle raged, Emily fought for her life with every ounce of strength she possessed. Her shots rang out in the night, and she could see the creatures falter, wounded, but not defeated. They were relentless, driven by a primal, insatiable hunger. In the end, it was the moon that saved her. As it dipped below the horizon, the creatures retreated, their human forms slowly returning. The curse that bound them to their monstrous selves was tied to the lunar cycle, and as dawn approached, they fled into the darkness. Emily was battered and bruised, but alive. The sun broke over the horizon, casting its warm light over the now tranquil forest. The curse of Blackwood had not claimed her, and she knew she had to leave before the moon's return. As she made her way back to her car, she couldn't help but wonder about the townsfolk who had succumbed to the curse. She had survived the night, but she knew that the chilling memory of those moonlit creatures would haunt her for the rest of her days. And in order to break the curse completely, she must find the amulet her parents were searching for. Only then would she and the people of Blackwood find peace. With a final glance at the town, she made a promise to herself. She would continue to search for the lycanthrope's heart and would not stop until she could finally break its hold on Blackwood and her parents' legacy.